Hi there, students. Dialectic or dialectics, a noun, and dialectical as an adjective, although I think you can probably use dialectic as an adjective as well. Okay, this word is related to philosophy. This is a way of discovering what is true by thinking about opposite theories or opposite sides, looking at the opposite of something and then comparing the two to improve your theory. Okay, so looking at contrasts. For example, in life we always have this dialectic about what is good and bad, or what is good. Well, to discover what is good, or to get closer to it, we ought to consider what is bad. So, I don't know, you could say chocolate is good. Yeah, okay, now let's look at the opposite. Chocolate is bad. So, it tastes great, but it's bad for your health. It makes you fat. It wakes you up because it's got different chemicals in it, but maybe you need to go to sleep and then it would be bad. So things are not usually, sometimes though, are usually not black or white. There's an interaction between the two, and this is the dialectic. So, for example, in the West, there is always this dialectic between capitalism and socialism. Okay, so you need to think about the contrast and what is actually the real position, what is good, or the work dialectic, where you need to work to get money, but you also need some free time. So that you need to look at the contrast between these two ideas. Okay, so I think dialectic, it's the idea of looking at things as in yin and yang. You're looking at the interaction between two things, and this defines better what something actually is. Okay, so dialectic. Well, first in philosophy, the logical arguments. Two people talking, giving logical arguments, but from different sides. So this is almost like a debate. It's a way of arriving at the truth by stating something and thinking about it, and then stating the opposite and thinking about it. I don't know, the Marxist dialectic talks about different things. The dialectic of quality and or quantity. So, yeah, quality takes time and it needs a lot of money, whereas quantity is much easier to make but doesn't satisfy as much. Okay, so there's this dialectic. I think particularly the political dialectic in our modern society, or the dialectic between our comfort and the environment, the environmental dialectic. Okay, the contrast between the two. So I think dialectic, a contradiction of ideas that defines, or the way these two opposite ideas interact to define something more correct, something closer to the truth. So I don't know, the dialectic of British history. I think between monarchy and the people. I think maybe the Civil War was a key point in that dialectic, the rights of the people versus the rights of the people who are ruling them. Yeah, and then this dialectic of how to rule, or as in the dialectic of being a parent. You want to your child to grow up being a responsible adult. So maybe you say, don't do that because you don't want them to be hurt. But then you also want them to learn by experience, because it's much better if the child says, I don't want to do this because it's not good for me. Okay, so this contrast of things to get closer to the reality. Okay, yeah, going back to the Marxist dialectic, the conflict of classes, the dialectic of classes, the dialectic between mental work and physical work, the equilibrium, the center point. Okay, so the dialectic. Okay, this is a dialectical subject. Okay, let's see. This is a formal word. I would probably give it 7.5 in formality. So how would I say it informally? A way to arrive at the truth, a way to define something by looking at opposite sides. Yeah, it's just looking at different points of view and trying to establish what the reality of the situation is. Okay, so dialectic, it's talking about contrasts. Yeah, you're in two minds about something. Let's see, the dialectic about having children. If I don't have children, then I'm going to have lots of money for me, and I can have a really good quality life. But then dialectic, children are a wonderful thing to have. You grow as a person. So the contrast between the two, and this is talking about the dialectic. This is dialectics. Okay, as to origin, well, through French, dialectique, from late Latin, dialectica, and that itself from ancient Greek, dialectike, which is argument, or the art of argument through question and answer. I ask you a question and you answer, and I continue the questions until you reach a conclusion. This is related to dialecticos, talking about a dialogue. Okay, participating in a dialogue. Dia, through, and logein, to speak. Okay, so that's the origin. Okay, so yes, dialectic or dialectical, the contrast or the contradiction of ideas, because we look at things either as black and as white, and actually there's an interaction between black and white, and most things end up as shades of grey. I'm thinking though, not always. Some things are fairly black and white. Are you pregnant? Yes or no? It's black and white. Yeah, I think that's perhaps not so suitable for dialectic. Okay, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Dialectic. A difficult word to explain.